now, but weeds is when we now take a look at our action items from last. All right.
Tuan, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Art of the Meeting.
Thank you, Manuela. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about a meeting template that you shared with us. It's very original and creative, so I'm excited to hear more about it. So what is the title of this template?
Well, we use this for our WAM meeting. This is our weekly astronaut meeting. That's what we call it. So every week we kind of get a view from our company from space. That's, one of our guys. That's what we call it. So we call our weekly astronaut meeting where we become astronauts. But at the end of the day, it's a high level meeting with just the 4 managers, the 4 founders. So myself, Kate, Ben, and Anthony, who's our CTO. So we come with this meeting, and this template is used for a couple of other meetings that I'm involved with. And then Anthony has his own kind of CTO meeting that it's modified differently.
How did you come up with this template that you're going to walk us through in a bit?
Once you guys get to see it, the viewers here, I once aspired to be a rapper, as you can see, like LL Cool J. And I tried to make these words rhyme in a rap. So since they couldn't rhyme in a rap, I decided to put them in a meeting template instead. At the end of the day, it was just a more fun way to give titles to each meeting. So once I shared, I think you guys who are watching the suspense, you'll learn what it's all about.
Yeah.
And like I said, the people who attend the meeting are, for this in particular one, will be just the 4 co-founders, the 4, C-suite people involved.
Okay, great. And we love that at Fellow. We want to make meetings fun, and we love that you created this fun template. So why don't you go ahead and share your screen and show us your template?
All right, all of it. So we have deeds, bleeds, weeds, feeds, needs, and exceeds, right? And we have times attached to it, as you can see. So we start with a deeds meeting, and as you can see, we have fun with the time too. So each person, so 4 of us, we each get 2 minutes and 5 seconds to share our deeds for the week. And we like to remind ourselves, like to kind of pat ourselves on the back and get us to feel like we're in a kid in a candy store, or like winning the highest discount on a scratch and save. And then once we identify the deed, we don't celebrate achievements in our company. Actually, we celebrate success habits. So let's say this week I finished, a really long, let's say, because I'm in charge of marketing in our company. So I came up with our brand strategy. So I finally created a brand strategy. And so that's the deed. But then I would have to tell everyone what was my success habit for the week. And I would share the success habit this week was visualization. This week, I really focused on visualization for me to really get in the zone to build the brand strategy for the company. So this is kind of how we start. And then we would move to the next one here, which is called bleeds, right? And this is where we kind of go a bit deep. As you can see, we call it a moment of deep thoughts here, right? Deep thoughts, right? And we're talking some reflection here. Where did we bleed our resources from? Time, money, people, and even your mindset? Where did you feel you were limiting? And then what is one action we can do to stop it and even prevent it? So I'm going to unshare for now because I want to connect with you guys and the audience here. The important thing that we found, and previously I ran a software company, we exited in 2011. We had a big team by the time we were coming towards the end of the company's life, right? Before we sold it. And what I noticed that the bigger we got, there was so much more stuff that people didn't share. There was a lot of intimidation and all this kind of stuff, and people were scared to share. And so I really want to create a culture in our company where we self-reflect, we pat ourselves on the back, and we're able to be vulnerable to say, hey, this is the week where, we're like just not into it. We're super distracted. Like, oh my goodness, I was on YouTube for 30 hours. Like, okay, I admit it. I ate too many bags of chips. I didn't get to exercise. Whatever it may be, this is a place where we could be vulnerable. And so deeds and bleeds were the first 2. It's about ourselves, and that's where we start. All right. Now we're going to get into our weekly action items, right? And so I'm going to go back here. All right. So now we're going to dive into the action items. And so before it was about self-reflection, like I said just now, but weeds is when we now take a look at our action items from last week and we ask ourselves, did we face any major challenges with any of our action items or projects? And this allows each of my team members to be able to say, hey, I couldn't complete this because I faced something that was out of my control. This section, when someone actually dives into the weeds, they actually share quite a fair bit of their challenges. And so we kind of, based on my experience, I have learned that this is a place where I assign each of them some seconds, a little bit more time at least. So as you can see, we kind of had fun with 60 seconds. It's really another minute, right? But each person gets 4 minutes and 15 seconds to share some of the weeds they're dealing with for the week. And then we kind of brainstorm. And of course, as we brainstorm, we add some action items down here to help overcome the weeds, right? And then moving from the weeds, we talk about let's get hungry, right? And so run 20 laps before starting this talking point because we want to get like our blood pumping and everything, get super excited, right? And so we asked a few key questions, which is, what is the greatest opportunity for you, your project, and your team this week? What is the one thing you can do that will scale up your positive results? And what's the one thing you will feed your mind and body so you can show yourself some love, right? And so as you can see here, I'm sharing a bit of my corporate culture here, how we run our company. I'm known as the guy who you cannot never work more than me. If I work 32 hours a week, you cannot work more than 32 hours a week. It's the rule, right? And so if I want to show my team, how I want to live life and build my company, I need to show them right here that I'm willing to support them as well, right? And so we support each other in mind, body, spirit as well. We want to make sure we're healthy. And we've been doing this for over 15 years, right? And so I continue this with our new team now. They have given me amazing feedback in terms of how much they appreciate that we encourage them to live a healthy life, right? And a happy life too, not just work, right? And so I find it's really come into our culture, into this new company even, and we're super excited to see it grow and repeat hopefully a version of what we had before. Right?
Yeah, and it's important that you're adding this to every meeting, right? To reinforce this important part of the culture.
Exactly. And I know like Anthony, our CTO, uses this part also with his team. Really nice that even like in the individual team, which we're not a very big group right now, right? He's got 3 developers, so it's him and his developer. I have an assistant, Ben has an assistant, Kate has 3 assistants soon, like three. So that's how big our group is right now. But everyone just loves that part because they could feel the leadership team supporting them as a whole, as a human, right? So feeds, as you can see, and then we give them an opportunity to tell us what they need, right? To not be heroes. So right here, let's not try to be a superhero today. If you need help, just ask, right? And so what do you need in terms of support that can help you reduce the bleed, get out of the weeds, and turn your feeds to deeds in the next meeting, right? And so, we give, in this case, each member 1 minute and 51 second, right? They get a chance to say, hey, you know what? For this week, it would be great if I get this as a support. It'd be great it would be amazing if we could get this happening, right? Some people need an introduction. Some people just need, maybe some kind of extra support from another team member. So this is where people ask their need. And then we like to end the meeting with what we call the exceeds portion, was now let's give props to other team members and let's honor someone on the team by highlighting something they did, an idea or thought that they shared. And so we have found that when we get to honor other people to leave the meeting, it just creates this amazing bond within the team. And it's been a lot of fun to just hear what we see from each other and about each other, right? So, and that's our meeting template for our WAM meeting.
That's amazing, Tuan. I love this template and how much thought you've put into it. And the fact that it ends on such a high note, but it also has moments for reflection and also admitting that we all have, like problems and challenges and sharing those challenges with the team. That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to share. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who runs this meeting? Do you rotate the roles of the meeting host, or is it always one person hosting and facilitating the meeting?
So this particular meeting I run. Yeah. So this one I run, and we have Ben, who's our COO. He does our kind of note taking and things like that, right? So I do most of the running for this one. We have a couple other meetings that use a similar template. One is called the WISM, which stands for the Weekly Impact and Sales Meeting. And then we have one that's called the MEME. Funny enough, it's the Monthly Engine Meeting. Our product team, our IT team, they call themselves the engine of the company because it's the product, right? So they call it the monthly engine meeting. And there's 2 cultures in our company. We have fun and ambitious, right? Fun-vicious, and then we have a meme culture in our company. So those are 2 elements of our corporate culture. So, but yeah, so depending on each of those, each person does head up one meeting. We don't rotate in this particular case.
Okay, and my last question for you is, as the meeting host for this meeting, how do you want people to feel after the call or after they meet?
I like them to feel connected and appreciated, right? That's what I like them to feel. Getting things done, Fellow's been so great for us getting things done, but I think what's great is we're able to make sure with this tool in particular, and just how we run meetings, is everyone leaves feeling super connected to each other, and then they feel like they're appreciated for them as a person. That's what I hope to accomplish at the end of every meeting.
That's amazing, Tuan, and a great place to end it. So thank you so much for sharing your template with us.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.